I got some fantastic vintage Happy Mail yesterday. I got a big package in the mail from my friend Joan Messenger Dixon, and I was a little surprised because I couldn't remember her saying that she was sending anything. I wasn't expecting anything from her, and it was a big package, so I didn't have a clue what it was. And then when I opened it up, then I got this vague memory of us having a conversation about it, I think it was Joan. I don't know. My memory's so awful. But anyway, it kind of felt like, yeah, we had talked about it, but obviously I forgot. And she sent this whole wad of stuff, and then this package of more stuff, antique things and stuff. I don't even know what to, there's just so much here. I'm overwhelmed. My favorite, what I love about this, I think best, other than this, its delicious vintageness, I think what I love about it best is that it appears that all of this is from one family. It centers around one family. Olin and Minnie, what was their name? Olin and Minnie Hoffman. Yeah, Olin and Minnie, because this is, I mean, here's Grandma's will. There's lots of deeds to property, and they sold stuff, and then of course there's letters, and everything is either written with like a fountain pen or a pencil, or it's typed on an old typewriter. You know, it's awesome. And they were evidently had a couple of horses, because I found several of these registrations for their horses. And it's just, this stuff is amazing. And I just kind of flipped through it last night. I didn't really study it that closely yet. But I will, because I already feel like I'm getting to know Olin and Minnie. We're friends now. So I'm going to read all of their stuff and love it before I use it. And I will use it, because there's a lot of it. And look, there's even some land plats and some blueprints, actual blueprints. You just don't see those hardly anymore. So this is awesome, Joan. I'm sure you know how much I am just absolutely loving all of this. I have to tell you about one thing in here that I loved in particular. There are several newspaper clippings, and most of them have to do with horses. I think the Hoffmans were into horses, and there was this clipping which is about, it says, finest of saddle horses, full of trotting blood. Okay. And so someone had saved this whole article about saddle horses. Is that what they call quarter horses now? I don't know, because there's this like saddle horse registration thing. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a quarter horse. Anyway, I flipped it over on the back, and this is not what they were keeping it for. They were keeping it for the horse information. But on the back, this caught my eye, and I'm going to read this article to you, not the whole thing, but a good portion of it. It's kind of long, but it was worth it to me. This was so entertaining to me. It's about a son who murders his father, which is awful. It's beyond awful. But the way it's written, the language that's used, cracks me up. There was no date on the clipping, so I had to Google it and easily found that it was from February 1908. And here's what happened. The headline says, feud leader dies by hand of his only son, who, in a drunken debauch, ends his father's life in the store. On Thursday afternoon at 2:40 o'clock, Beach Hargis, aged 22 years, only son of Judge James Hargis and his wife, entered his father's store at Jackson, Kentucky under the influence of whiskey. The run-on sentences alone are just hilarious to me. Okay. When he entered, His father was talking to a man who, a few minutes before, had left the drugstore of Dr. Hogg, where Beach, with a pistol, had become master of ceremonies. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? All I can think of is the Seinfeld episode of being master of your own domain. I don't think that's what this means, though. Okay, I digress. There were few customers in the store at the time, and according to report, and apparently without provocation, the wayward son, who has given much anxiety to his parents, pulled a pistol and began firing at his father, who, seeing the danger, attempted to disarm the would-be assassin. The son threw a coat over the father's face, thus momentarily blinding him. In rapid succession, and before anyone could realize what was up, the son fired 5 bullets from a pistol into his father. 1 struck below the left nipple, 3 in the abdomen, and 1 in the leg. The father sank to the floor, exclaiming, "Oh, mercy, I'm killed!" These were the only words uttered by him. Dr. Cash came in, and immediately the dying man was carried to his residence in the same block under the bluff. He died before reaching home. The police arrested the son at the store door and led him to jail. Great excitement soon spread over the town. Evidently anticipating that death might soon come to him, Judge Hargis, while in Louisville a few weeks ago, entered a business house and asked to see some coffins, the finest. He ordered a mahogany casket, solid silver handles, and fitted in finest style, costing $1,500, and told the clerk to hold it until ordered to ship it. On his return to Jackson, he informed his wife of the purchase. On the afternoon of the killing, this message was sent, signed by Mrs. James Hargis. "Please send at once the casket which Judge Hargis picked out, as he is dead." This is so disrespectful for me to laugh. It's not the situation I'm laughing at, it's how it's written. Probably no one else in the universe finds this as funny as I do, but I do find it funny. Okay, the funeral service was held on Saturday noon at the home of his mother, now 85 years old, who lives at the old homestead across the river below Jackson, by Reverend Cooper, a hard-shell Baptist preacher who lives about 20 miles from Jackson and a lifelong friend of the Hargis family. That is one award-winning run-on sentence right there. Under the auspices of the Masonic and Red Men lodges in Breathitt and Lee counties, the burial was in the family graveyard, and now in that sacred spot lie the bodies of 4 brothers, each of whom have met death at the hands of his fellow men. Then they go on and give a biography of James Hargis, which I can't even read because my eyes tear up from laughing so hard. So, you know, poor Judge Hargis, his son was disturbed, and he killed him, and his last words were, "Oh, mercy, I'm killed." And I just find that so funny. This is crazy and hilarious, and I'm sure there is more macabre hilarity in here as soon as I get around to reading it all, which is a top priority, because after finding this little jewel, I can't wait to see what all else is in here. These are just, oh, the onion skin paper. There's a bunch of this in there that, okay, you know. Yeah, that makes me happy. Yes, indeedy. And then there's a bunch of different weird old paper clips and stuff I've never seen before. See, this is from 1897, and it's odd. And there's some legal documents like deeds and stuff that have been filed at the courthouse, and they look like they were written on notebook paper. It's just so fun. It's old and fun. Thank you so much, Joan, for all of these treasures that I'm just going to get all kinds of fun out of, not just for art stuff, but I'm totally entertained by just reading the stories and stuff in here. So this is awesome. Thank you very, very much. Okay, I have a bunch of randomness. Here's my first item of business on the random agenda. When you're digging in your craft supplies and then you come across this thing of Anita's Deep Dimensions clear coating that is marked 1996, and you try to use it, you might be better off just throwing it away. Don't try to thin it out, because you know it got kind of thick, by adding some odorless mineral spirits, because you get something that resembles snot when you do. I really thought that I could just thin this out with mineral spirits and then it would be usable again as a clear dimensional glaze like it was back in '96. Yeah, not so much. So I'm going to go ahead and just retire this product, which is not made anymore, and it's not surprising because it contains all the major cancers, benzene, toluene, and xylene. And it just says, warning, warning, causes cancer, warning, cancer in a bottle, don't open, cancer inside, basically is what this says. So that's going to go sleep with the fishes. I really should clean out my craft supplies more often than every, what, not quite 20 years? Yeah. Next up, my sister is doing some painting at her house, and she chose some Kelly Moore paints, so I went on the Kelly Moore website to look at the colors that she picked out, which are gorgeous, and I found that they have a coupon for a free quart sample from our new Color Studio collection. So if you go to kellymore.com and you click the link for the Color Studio collection, you can print out this coupon for a free quart of paint from your local Kelly Moore store, should you happen to have a local Kelly Moore store. The catch here, it's good until the 18th of August. So you best hurry. While we're on the subject of paints, you remember this? You remember I went to Home Depot the other day and I kind of restocked my paint sample supply because I felt like I was running low. Well, Susie informed me that she has a huge tub of paint chips and I don't have nearly enough. So I needed some more. I was just doing what I was told. I went to Lowe's this time and I picked up a couple more paint chips. You know, one of each, that's all. I really didn't get one of each, but I got one of each of the Pantone ones because I love these. And which one? Oh, I've lost it. I always look for the color of the year. This year it's a green, but I don't remember which green. No, it's not that one. I think it's like an emerald green. Shoot, what is the color of the year? I don't know. Okay, anyway, I did pick up one of each of the Pantone chips because I like them, and I like the way the whole sample is designed. So there we go. I got those. And then I picked up these from the Olympic line. You know, they had some smaller ones and some that have 3 colors on the same card. I just bypassed those and got these because look, they're a nice big size. So got a bunch of those. Got a bunch of these were from the Allen and Roth collection. I guess that's a Valspar paint there at Lowe's. And the whole reason I went to Lowe's is because a friend said that they had their sample paint containers, you know, the little containers they have, for like $1.50. Okay, my Lowe's had one left, just one. and it was on the oops rack even, because it was some pink color that didn't blend right, so it had separated. You know what, I'm fine with that, because that can be actually kind of cool. So I got it for $1.50, but they didn't have any of the, that was all they had left. So that was my reason for going. Plus, I had been looking for a can of Oops paint in some shade of white, because I need to mix up some more gesso. Lowe's had it. I got a quart of, it's sort of an off-white, but it'll do. So it was a very productive visit to Lowe's. I got those, and then I picked up the usual, you know, postcards, and they had these little booklets, and they had just one of those. These little booklets. And then over by some of their sample paints, the ones that were not on sale, they had these cool little things. And the sign said free, take one, so I did. And I only took one. But it's got, I guess, their color collection for summer on it. So there's those. And, you know, this is kind of a cool thing to have. Even if you're not so much into the paint thing, they're all blank on the back. So you could just, you know, do something on the back. So I thought that was a neat thing. Plus, I can probably repurpose that little thingy they used to bind it. And then some more of the larger, you know, fold-out books with their colors on them. So, I don't know if I have, if I'm up to Susie's standards yet, but I think I'm good on paint chips for a while. For a long while. So, what else have I been up to? Well, let me show you. I revisited some old doodles, unfinished doodles, you know. And I'm working on this one. It was an unfinished one, and I've started to add a few more things to it. So, I'm going to try to finish that. And I got re-inspired to doodle from watching some videos from someone that I didn't know before. And then I got to thinking, you know, anytime I get inspiration from somewhere, from someone else, I always try to give credit. If I know who that person is, I give credit, because all of my ideas come from somewhere else. I don't have an original one. Sometimes I can't remember where I got the idea, but if I know, I do make it a point to give credit. But I don't always talk about the just general inspiration that's maybe not project specific, you know, because there's YouTube videos that I watch regularly that I always am inspired by, even though it might not be a direct inspiration for a certain project. They're just generally inspiring. And I thought it might be useful, or you might be interested to know whose videos I watch. I don't subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels. I think maybe 60 or 70, and I don't really consider that a lot, because, you know, they don't all have a video every day. So, you know, and I'm not really into that whole thing where, oh, if you subscribe to me, then I'll subscribe back. You know, that reciprocal subscribing thing. Yeah, not so much into that. That's kind of what turned me off in the blog world. I don't blog much anymore, because it just seemed like every time I commented on someone's blog, they would go back to mine and say, love your blog, I'm following you, would love it if you follow me too. And I'm like, yeah, if I wanted to follow you, I would have. But now you're like guilting me into it because you're following me. I don't like that. If I want to watch your videos, I'll watch them. You know, subscribe or not, who cares? Anyway, these are, and I may do this from time to time too, and just list different people as I find them and as I am inspired by them, so that if you would like to check them out, you can do that, or not, whatever. No one on here knows that I'm doing this. In fact, most of these people don't even know I exist. And they're probably happy in their world because of that. So, okay, I'll just I'll just read some of them off and then tell you what it is that I find inspiring about them. Marian Kensington inspires me with her junk journals that she makes and her planners. She was direct inspiration for my planner that I use now. And so I watch pretty much every video that she does. Plus I love her accent, you know, so there's that. So that's why I watch Mary Ann. Patty Tolly Parrish is good for all things jelly related. She is the jelly gal. Plus she's hilarious. So I watch her for not only my jelly inspiration, but just general entertainment. I get my mixed media inspiration from Packer Dye. And I have a feeling that all of these people on here, you know, I would just be best friends if we knew each other in person. But Packer Dye makes me think, like, she's someone that I would want to go camping with. And I don't know why. I have never, ever been camping. But I want to go camping with Packer Dye. I don't know. Okay, I hope she doesn't watch this. She's going to think I'm a freak. Next, Alma Stoller, and I apologize if I mess up anybody's name. I'm just doing the best I can here. She paints on magazine pages like a crazy woman. She does some really cool stuff, and in fact she's the reason why I first started using magazine pages that weren't prepped. You know, because I always thought, oh, that glossy paper, you need to gesso that first. Oh no, not so much. She rips them straight out the magazine, starts slapping paint on them. So she does some really cool stuff. Kim Reed, I watch all of her videos, and I watch her mainly because I love her journal pages that she does and her techniques. She shows cool techniques, and I like her because she is, you know, she's like real. She's genuine. It's not like a staged professional tutorial. You know, sometimes she screws up. I love that. I love it when people screw up and just keep going and work through it. So, plus it helps when they make really awesome art. So there you go. I watch Kyla Givehand. She does some awesome handmade books. And she does them, she'll do one book in a day, and she'll time it. She'll tell you, you know, exactly how many hours she spends on that book. And she can make even some of the most intimidating, you know, complicated type books simple. You know, after I watch her doing one, I think, oh, I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can do that. So she makes all kinds of books look completely doable, and I love her books. Tiffany Levering, I just found her the other day through somebody else, and she does some really great Zentangling. And you see, I've got the R and the C and the TM and the LMNOP because those Zentangle people are really fussy about their copyrights. So I didn't even want to use the word. I don't even like saying the word. I don't ever call my doodles Zentangling because they're so fussy about their copyrights and stuff. But anyway, she does Zentangling and some doodling, and is not only like really good at it, but she does tutorials and breaks it down and shows you how to do some of the patterns. Okay, Peter Draws. Oh my gosh, incredible doodler. And okay, if he's watching, he's probably going to end up blocking me because I'm going to say, dude is bizarre. Let me just tell you, he's weird. But you know, who am I to judge? He probably would think the same thing about me. But yeah, totally peculiar, which makes him very unique, and I like that. And dude's got mad doodling skills, let me tell you. That guy can draw. Okay. Only person probably who can outdraw him would be Mark Crilly. He does sketching. He does realistic drawings that I swear to you, they jump off the page. They are so realistic. They don't even look like drawings. They look real. And it's crazy. He draws manga. And every time I say it, my daughter says I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. But you know what I mean. The Japanese comic things, that's what he does. He has books, manga books published. But dude can draw like nobody's business. These totally realistic images, colored images, and he does them in you know, speedy video, so you can actually watch him doing it. If he didn't do that, then I would swear that you know, they were digitally copied or something, because they're amazing. For my fine art fix, I like John Beckley, and he does mostly abstract acrylics, kind of large scale. And the only thing I don't like about John Beckley is that he sometimes wears this like a helmet camera, and you know, so his head, every time his head bobs around, the camera bobs, and he films while he's painting, and the jerkiness of it can drive me crazy. But it's not all like that, you know, because he edits with some still camera footage. But the stuff that he does is incredible. He did one not too long ago where he mixed acrylic paint with coffee grounds for a texture. Okay, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Not me. So I love watching him paint. Okay, shout out to a NewTuber. My favorite NewTuber right now is Terry Reed, who is just adorable. I don't know her, but I love watching her videos because she's just Terry. That's all she is. And she really does some good art. She has made some really good books, and all the stuff that she shows is fantastic. And she does a lot of upcycling, you know, uses recycled materials and makes books out of unusual things. So I'm really enjoying her videos. And for my daily laughs, I tune into Daily Grace, you know, because she's my BFF, me and 2 million other people. And she is absolutely hilarious. I love listening to her. I love her sense of humor. I have a little bit of a girl crush on her, which is a good thing because that's the only way I can forgive her for those horrid Lowe's commercials that she does. I guess they're not horrid. I'm just sick of them. How many annuals do you need for your flower bed this year? Oh, God, every time I hear that, it just grates on me like nails on a chalkboard. I don't know why, because I love Grace. It shouldn't, but it does. So, anyway, those are my shout-outs for today. And as I find new people to stalk, I will let you know in case you want to stalk them too, because I think a group stalk might be fun, you know, and not creepy at all. Right? Right. Okay. The end.